Good evening. This is CTV News for Monday, June 19th. I'm Patricia Vallone.
And I'm Denise Douglas. So glad you could join us this evening. Well, a suspected hostage situation ends in Hyattsville this afternoon. Here's what we know what happened. Officers responded to the Ace Cash Express store in the 6400 block of Annapolis Road this morning. Police say an employee was assaulted by a suspect who was carrying a gun just before 9 a.m. The worker was able to escape and flag down a motorist for help. Officials say the worker did not see the suspect leave the store from the front entrance.
So once our officers arrived on scene, we were operating under the assumption that the suspect was still inside, armed with a handgun. We went through our standard operating procedure to get in contact with the suspect via bullhorns, K9 units, telephone calls. Eventually, we sent our EST team inside, and the suspect was not inside. The investigation is underway and it's ongoing, and we are actively looking for the suspect at this time.
Police are also asking for anyone with information on the incident to give them a call.
Several Prince George's School Board members are calling for a state investigation into the county school system. In a letter to Governor Hogan, the members accuse the system of altering student credits and grades in order to fraudulently boost high school graduation rates. The letter is signed by board members Edward Burrows, David Murray, Rahila Ahmed, and student member Jawan Blocker. County Executive Rashern Baker discussed the issue today with CTV.
Where this information came from, which schools they were in, are they talking about particular teachers, or talking systematically? I think all those things. But what I can say is, I've worked with Dr. Maxwell and his team over the last 4 years since he's been there, and they've worked very hard. The students have worked hard. And so I have all the confidence in the world that they're going to look at as they should, any allegations that are true. If people have information where a particular school or person, we certainly want them to turn in. But as I said, I think that the school system will handle it, and I have all the confidence that they will deal with it.
This is not an issue where you think it might be coming from the top?
No, I don't have any indication of where it's coming from. I think.
Dr. Kevin Maxwell, CEO of the school system, issued a sharply worded statement calling the letter politically motivated and said he would welcome a review by state education officials. Now, Fox 5 is scheduled to air an exclusive report this evening regarding the controversy. It's expected to include interviews with multiple teachers, guidance counselors, and record keepers at several different high schools.
Maryland Senator Ben Cardin speaks out against the U.S. military action in Syria this past weekend. Yesterday, American forces shot down a Syrian fighter jet. Cardin accuses the Trump administration of escalating the conflict. Speaking to CTV News following a community forum this morning, the senator said diplomacy is the answer.
There's no question that the Trump administration is bringing us more into a shooting war in Syria. There's been no authorization for a shooting war in Syria. We need to know their strategy and policy. I am very much opposed to increased military engagement in this civil war in Syria. Yes, we will attack the extremists who are trying to hurt us, but to get American troops involved in this civil war would be a major mistake. There is no military victory. We need to have a diplomatic answer.
Cardin addressed the Route 202 coalition in Capitol Heights.
Well, in case you haven't noticed, the Washington, D.C. area has had some strong storms this afternoon, and much more is in store for heavy rain this evening. Now, a flash flood watch is in effect for the District of Columbia and parts of Maryland, including Prince George's and neighboring counties. Widespread showers and thunderstorms are expected starting late this afternoon. As we said, it just is already happening. Flooding of creeks, streams, and roadways is possible, particularly in low-lying areas. The weather advisory lasts until 9 p.m.